almost every single guy, especially like just overall in their dating lives, is like guys are just failing to make decisions. They're failing to actually just like step up and make decisions. Let me explain to you how a decisive man acts, and let me explain to you what a man has to do to get results in his life. You need to always keep moving. So a lot of guys, they're sitting back going, well, what do I say to her? How should I do the approach? Am I supposed to do social circle or am I supposed to do in person? Should I do in person and online? Should I try social media game? What am I supposed to do? Okay, everything that they're doing in their mind is they are sitting there second guessing themselves, wondering what to do next, and thinking that there is some specific magical formula, template of amazingness of every single area in your life that's just going to give you that magic answer where you should say, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do now because everything just feels right. No, it's not going to feel like that. Life is about taking imperfect action. When you have a guy who has a doer mindset, meaning that no matter what, you are going to do things and take action, because here's what matters in life. When your head hits the pillow at night, you either took action to learn what to do and what not to do and move closer to your goal, or you didn't. That is really all there is to it. So a guy out there who has a winner's mindset, and we can just apply this to dating, or we can apply this to anything. You can apply this to business. You can apply this to getting into shape. You can apply this to learning a new skill. You can literally apply this to anything. A guy in life with an assertive mindset who takes action and wants to actually accomplish his goal, he will just do what's required. So while you sat there wondering what was the perfect thing to say and what was the perfect approach, he just made an approach. And while you sat back in all 10 examples, or all 10 areas, or all 10 times in your life when you could have approached and you didn't because you didn't know the right thing to say, which means you were in a passive state sitting there second guessing yourself, that other guy just took imperfect action and did all 10 approaches. And guess what? 9 or 10 of them, or probably 8 of them, were all probably crappy. They all probably sucked. They were shitty, but he just did them anyways. And then 1 or 2 of them worked out, and then he learned what to do and what not to do. And then he did another 10 and another 10, and then by number 40, he's like, oh wow, I can like do this and I know what to do and everything is comfortable and effortless. Well, that same guy with that same mindset can easily load up a dating app and then go, oh, I'm going to test these 5 photos. These photos don't seem to work as good. Now I'm going to test these 5, or I'm going to just make one change at a time. I'm going to just keep these 4 and now do one change to the photo. Now I'm going to do another change to the photo. Now I'm going to message the women this. Oh, looks like that didn't work. I'm going to adapt, and now I'm going to try something else. In life, you get to where you want to be by doing. And what I'm seeing, because here's the thing, inside of our community, right now, I'm doing, sometimes in our calendar, we have these Q&A calls. So guys sign in, and these are the guys who are going through the Language of Women process. I created an entire process called the Language of Women, helping guys learn, understand, and master the language of women. And then inside of this community, we do these calls, okay? And then in these calls, they ask me questions. And a lot of times what I'm just seeing is like, overall, in general, it doesn't matter if it is the comment section on this channel. It doesn't matter if it is, some of the dudes asking me questions when I talk to them, on the screen. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter if it's guys coming up to me in person. The issue that I'm seeing is overall there's a state of passiveness. Now, what this really boils down to is what guys want to be given is guys are hoping that somebody gives them the perfect process in life of everything at every split second so they know that they're making the right decision. And I am here to tell you that life sadly doesn't work that way. You as a man are going to face failure after 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 rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. And I don't care who you are, you cannot avoid that. I don't care if you're a famous musician. I don't care if you're a famous Hollywood celebrity. Cool. They might have, let's say, a different level of success where maybe it's easier for them to generate options. But keep in mind, that doesn't mean that they are immune to, let's say, failing interest tests, not knowing how to lead, not knowing how to properly carry out the right sort of, masculine and feminine dynamic with the woman that they're dating. Like, everyone was blessed with certain skills and everyone has certain weaknesses. Like, you're not going to be able to shortcut the process. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if your parents gave you an inheritance. I don't care if you're famous on social media. I don't care if you're a famous celebrity. I don't care who you are. You are going to have to face failure after failure after failure after failure after failure to learn what not to do. And nobody can take away that experience from you. Like, you are going to have to go out there and do things. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The more things that you do, the more you start to remove that passiveness. Well, now you become a guy who just starts taking action. A lot of guys ask me, there's this really pretty woman that I see at the gym. What should I say to her? I see her all the time. Dude, say whatever you want, because if another day goes by and you keep ignoring the fact that you need to eventually say hello, right? You need to, if you keep delaying that in general, you're just going to lose no matter what. Like, so this is the difference, is like, guys who win in life are not afraid to fail. Because guess what? Even if you fail that day, your head hits the pillow and then you fall asleep and then you wake back up and you have another day. Well, fail that day too. But there's nothing worse than sitting there almost like just stuck, not taking action at all. That's the worst part about all of this. I would bet to say, if I had to guess, if you have no options right now, if you just did the work, and let's say you went and, you, let's say, talk to your friends and you decided to just throw maybe one, house party, or everybody goes out and does something. Or let's say you tell yourself, hey, I'm going to introduce myself to just 10 new people. Or you say, hey, I'm going to just download these 3 apps and I'm just going to try all of them. If you took enough shots, okay, like if you take like a basketball example, if you take enough shots, you're eventually going to make one. Well, I'm here to tell you this. Most of you, and myself included, people aren't just naturally blessed being, let's say, 7 feet tall, having multiple millions of dollars with the perfect life. No, most people in life, you're going to have to fail, and you're going to have to keep failing, and you're going to have to learn what not to do. But what I'm seeing is most men are simply ignoring the fact that they think that somebody can basically tell them what to do at every stage of their entire life in order for them to be okay with not taking action. They're waiting for that perfect, amazing situation or person to come into their life and give them that, specific answer of that magic formula or that one magic sentence of what they should do in this exact moment with that beautiful woman that they see, or how they should carry themselves in this interaction. And I'm just here to tell you, like, life doesn't work that way. You are going to have to get assertive at tackling your own goals. Because here's what happens when you have a guy who has a winner's mindset. A winner's mindset of being active and being in a masculine state where you're not afraid of failure, and you start to just look at life, it's like, hey, you know what? Whatever my goals are, I'm going to accomplish them, and I'm not afraid of failure. Dude, that guy will load up a dating app profile, and his pictures might suck, and then he changes them out and he gets better at it. And it might take a month, it might take 2 months, it might take 6 months, but he didn't quit. The guy who wants to introduce himself to more people, anybody who tells you things like, oh, that's a bad strategy, or that's a bad strategy, or that's a bad strategy, or that's a bad strategy. Anything in life is a good strategy if you're good at it. Like, what it comes down to is your skill level. It comes down to your skill level. People say, should you just only meet women on social media nowadays since that's where everyone's talking and connected? Sure, if you're good at it, yeah, go do it. Another guy might say, is approaching new people and meeting new people the best way? Sure, if you're good at it. Anything works if you're good at it. But you don't get good at anything unless you accept the fact that you have to fail. You have to be assertive with your own goals in life and say, you know what, it's my job to tackle these goals or accomplish these goals, or at least give it my effort of trying. I'm going to at least try, right? I'm going to at least try to get ahead a little bit. I'm going to at least try, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to at least try. And then you get comfortable failing. And then guess what happens is eventually you have success in the area that you want. And guess what? The whole thing is about not giving up. Like, I have now been in the gym building my body for the past 10 or 11 years. I have been dedicated to making videos on this channel for multiple years. I've been in business, or I've been an entrepreneur now for multiple years. Every day I just do my stuff. I do my stuff and I don't quit. That's what it comes down to. And you can apply that to anything in life. You can literally apply that to anything. If you want to get better at meeting new people, then go and talk to new people. Go and do it. You say, oh, well, what's the best spot? Should I talk to new people at the gym? Should I go to a water park in the middle of summer? Should I go to a shopping mall? Dude, there's people all over. The fact is, you don't have the skill yet, so you're sitting there thinking there's a certain or best spot or best location or best formula for you to follow to get success. It doesn't work like that. Go do things and be okay with failing. Go get on online dating app, take all bad photos, try to use them, realize they don't work, and then spend the next 3 to 6 months making adjustments. When you meet new people, go and make adjustments. When you're in the gym building your body, if you notice you hit a plateau and you're not gaining strength, go and make adjustments. What it comes down to is the fact that most guys don't actually want success as bad as they think they do. Most guys think they want success, but they don't. Because if they did, their actions would change. Their behavior would be differently. They don't. They want to talk about success. They want to give other people the idea or the impression that they are about getting success, but most of them just aren't. So if you can be okay with failing and having rejection in life, but still telling yourself you're not going to let that break your spirit, where you're going to allow yourself to make some progress, you're going to have a great life. You're going to make all the money you wanted in your career. You're going to have all of the options you could ever imagine when it comes to your dating life. You're going to have all the friends you could ever ask for because you did stuff people weren't willing to do. And that's what it comes down to in life, is adapting that winner's mindset. I firmly believe that.